Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today I'll be doing a story reading thing. I don't really read very much. I do. I write a lot and I read a lot. And I'm going to read a story what I wrote at school. It took me around a week to write from start to finish because I'd constantly run out of ideas or, well, I'd be in school so I'd have to constantly do lessons. So I'd only get around 5 to 10 minutes to write every day. It's 10 pages long and it is about two personas of mine meeting. And there's going to be a bit of editing going on. Remember how I used to say Fudge and Caramel were a couple? The canon rules of life must mean that Fudge has to be single, because I'm single in the real world, and Fudge is meant to be like a counterpart of me. So Fudge is single, but that doesn't mean that Caramel will be alone. I was planning on killing Caramel off, I'll be honest, but I'm not. Instead, Caramel is now going to be a lesbian. Her girlfriend will be called Coco, because it's meant to be chocolate. Her full name is Chocolate, but her nickname is just Coco. So everyone calls her Coco. So yeah. Anyway, so to the story we go. So one last thing, the story is told from the perspective of Mentos, or Mint, as her nickname is. Her really short nickname is Minty, but her name is Mentos. Yes, based after the mint brand Mentos, the company. Um, and the other character is Cola, which is Coca-Cola. And yes, I could have swapped the genders. It would have made more sense for Cola to be a woman. Because when you put Mentos, and I'm just gonna end the sentence there. Let's just go with it. All right. So, apologize. My voice is kind of different from the start to the finish. I did just wake up, so I do have a bit of a morning gravel voice. But I feel like that kind of adds to the story. I'm not doing voices because I'm not really good at doing the voices yet, and I've only worked out how a character is gonna sound after a while of like writing their personalities and stuff. So I'm just gonna read it with my voice, but I will read the quotes. I will read the quotes. Hold on a moment. Hold on. One sec. What I'm gonna do? I'm gonna I'm gonna set this thing up. I'll be right back. And I'm back. I turned on a fireplace video on my TV, so it's a bit more like a story time, right? Okay. So today I will be reading Cola the Wolf, starting at page 1, ending at page 10. We're gonna wait till we get till 3:30, and I just want to say, yes, I've been working on a costume. I have been working on a fursuit. It's not finished yet. It's also not a normal type of fursuit because it's built on a custom frame. What is not custom, it's already pre-built, but it's not pre-built the way you'd think. And we're done. Right. Okay, just have to push past my awkwardness there, okay? I'm socially awkward, so it's gonna take me an extra minute. Don't worry, I'll leave it in the description, so people who've read the description are like, am I right in the title? Story starts at such and such a time. I'll do it at 4. Okay, so if you're hearing this, you most likely skipped to 4 minutes, which was when the story actually starts. We're gonna start now. As I looked him in his dark, glistening eyes, his tail wagged with happiness, I realized I wouldn't shy anymore. Earlier, my fur coat was standing on edge when I was around him, but now I felt calm and relaxed. As we sat on the edge of the roof, looking down on the city, he turned to face me. Want a hug? He asked. Yes, I replied. Slowly, he wrapped his arms around me, and we hugged each other tightly, wrapping his tail around both of us, with my tail doing the same thing, a second later. There we are, hugging in the sunlight, I said, giggling quietly. We hugged for 10 minutes. All I could feel was his heartbeat on my chest and the wind blowing through my fur. Everything was so cold, but he was like a beacon of warmth. It's getting dark and I want to go home and have dinner, I said. Oh, I was going to ask. Never mind, he muttered, stopping halfway. Wait, what were you going to say? I asked. Do you want to have a sleepover with me at my house? He muttered quietly. I'd love to, I said excitedly. Amazing, let me just get my coat, he said. When we got downstairs and outside, I realized how cold it was getting. He seemed to notice my body shivering. Hey, do you want to wear my coat? He asked. You just seem like you're cold. Oh, thank you, I said. He gave me his coat and I put it on. It was warm and comfy. After a while of walking, we reached his apartment and he let me in. I know it's not much, but it's what I call home, he said, jokingly. What do you mean? This place looks awesome. Can't help but notice there's only one bed, though, so I guess I'll set up the couch with some cushions, I said, preparing the couch for me to sleep on. Hold up, what do you want to eat? He asked. Pizza? I suggested. Okay, just cheese? I nodded as he picked up his phone and began to order the food. Since I was bored, I started to wander around the apartment. I opened a cupboard, and all I could see were trophies with the words, Cola the Wolf, first. He never told me he was the winner of 3 marathons. I became very intrigued and waited for him to put the phone down. You won 3 marathons? I asked. Oh, yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention, he said, looking down in shame. Oh no, I'm not mad or anything, I'm just surprised. We both heard a knock on the door later that night. The pizza was there. We both collected our pizza and ate it all. A few hours later, we were both tired of watching movies and decided to get into bed. As I lay on the couch, he said jokingly, Hope it's comfy. Good night. I laughed and got into the covers on the couch. I was so tired, I fell asleep in 5 minutes or so. I had a dream which featured both of us in a relationship. Was my mind just being odd like usual? Was was it destined to happen? I realized how much I loved him, but I didn't know how to tell him. I realized that I should ask him, so sorry, my console thought that I said its name and it turned on its AI. So I asked him if he could go to the store for me, so I'd have time to set up a little dinner date at home. After dinner, I'd let him know how I feel. I muted the mic. It shouldn't go off again. Hey, can you go buy some snacks from the store? I would go myself, but I'm too lazy, I asked. Okay, what do you want me to get for you? He returned. I don't know, just stuff, I said. Alright, I'll be back in an hour, he shouted as he left the apartment. As soon as he left, I rummaged through his drawers and found a pair of candlesticks, which I placed on the dining table. I collected a few flowers and got out of the little garden in the middle of the apartment blocks. I made a pretty nice meal out of food I found in the fridge. I got dressed and cleaned up any garbage on the floor and waited for him to get home. After a knock on the door, I realized he was back. I joked about the fact that I'd set up a date, and he seemed to blush. Said he liked the outfit I was wearing. I was shy, but realized this was the best chance I had. Hey, so you know how we're both single? I asked. Yeah, he asked. Well, do you want to be together? I asked, starting to blush. Wait, you mean it? He asked. Of course I mean it, I said. Yes, he said. I've always had a huge crush on you. You did? I asked. Yes. I smiled and changed out my outfit. Put on pajamas and quickly used the bathroom. When I used the bathroom, I could see him sitting on the couch going through the shows. I smiled and sat next to him. We didn't know what to watch, so we scrolled for like 5 minutes and decided to watch some comedy horror movies. Little you know that one of them was an actual horror movie, not a comedy one. I began to feel very cold and scared, and mentioned that out loud. Hey, do you want to share a blanket with me? He offered. Yeah, if it's okay with you, I replied. He threw the blanket for me, and we both covered up. We decided just to watch some YouTube videos and stayed up till 2 a.m. After 2 a.m., we turned off the TV and hugged each other in the dark until we fell asleep. I couldn't believe I admitted how I really felt, and I was shocked that he felt the same way about me. Hey, wake up, sleepyhead. It's morning, he said. He was holding 2 cups of coffee and offering one to me. Oh, thank you, I said. I took the coffee out of his hand and took a sip. Ow! I exclaimed, due to the burning hot coffee touching my mouth. It was like bouncing out of the cup onto the couch. Oh my, I'm so sorry, I'll help, he said, running into the kitchen and coming back with a container of some weird brownish gel. What's that? I asked. Here, put a spoonful on your tongue and leave it there for about a minute. Okay, I said, struggling to speak due to the burning sensation. I grabbed a spoon and placed it in my mouth. I felt the gel on my tongue for about a minute. It tasted sweet. Slowly, the burning sensation disappeared. What's this white gel? I asked. I know it says white there, but it was meant to say brown. It's just I changed it a lot there. So, just ignore that. Just pretend I said brown. What is this brown gel? I asked. It doesn't have a name, he said. Where did you get it? I asked, fueled by curiosity. I made it myself. It's just very cold honey, he muttered. It's very creative, I said. Oh, thanks. Most people think it's just stupid. It's amazing, I replied to him. After a few minutes, I drank my coffee. We watched some more television and decided to go for a walk at 6 p.m. He gave me his coat and I wore a different one. No, he wore a different one. We went to the park just down the road from the apartment. We lay down and hugged each other on the net swing. After an hour or so, we got cold and decided to go back to the apartment. A few hours later, we were at the apartment sitting on the couch and watching a movie. We were very relaxed, but still had energy, so we watched a few movies and stayed up until 3 a.m. Just getting the couch ready for me to sleep on. Realized that the couch is still wet with coffee. The couch is still wet with coffee from earlier, so I should probably find somewhere else to sleep. Wait, do you want to get in my bed with me? Uh, I asked. Only if it's okay with you. Yeah, I'm fine with it. Do you want to? You said? Sure, I said, laying down. Suddenly, he kissed me and we both looked in each other's eyes. I was stunned, but not negatively. I was just taken aback. Oh my, I'm so sorry, he said, looking down in guilt. You're just so pretty, it makes me excited and jumpy. I know, it's fine, I replied. He got from the other side of the bed. We cuddled over each other for warm and giggled to ourselves. Cole turned the light off and wrapped his arms around me. So glad we finally together. I've always had a crush on you since we first met, said Cola, his cheeks turning slightly red. I'll be honest, I had a crush on you too, I replied. Really? Asked Cola. Yeah, I said. I just didn't know why I needed to hide it for so long. Oh, I guess you must have just been shy, he said, giggling and rubbing my cheek. Yeah, I guess so, I said. We should get some sleep now. Yeah, I guess you're right. Good night, honey, he replied. Good night, dear, I said. Next morning, I woke up early with Cola still in bed. I love you, he said. I love you too, I said, hugging him tightly. Want to just hug for 30 minutes before we get up? How could I say no? Replied Cola, looking at me with love and passion in his eyes. We wrapped our arms and tails around each other and kissed softly. I could feel something. I felt different. It was like whenever I was near him, a great wave of positive emotions just flew over me. It was like I couldn't get enough of him. He was kind, friendly, and handsome. Best part was, I had him all to myself. He was my boyfriend. I love you so much, said Cola. I love you so much too, I said, blushing. We both hugged each other tighter as I snuggled my head deeper into his chest. His heart beat faster. I knew he was thinking about me too. his warm breath against my fur. I lay there with my eyes closed, savoring the feeling of his body against mine. He was such a great hugger, and always made me feel like the most important person in the world. We laid there together in our little cave, cuddled up. It was the most wonderful thing ever. I smiled and snuggled even closer. We stayed in bed all day just kissing and cuddling each other. We fell asleep around 10 p.m. I awoke to the whimpering sound at 4 a.m. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to stop at this paragraph. If you don't like emotionally dark things, you might want to skip this. You might just want to go, nah, and maybe skip to 5-6 minutes ahead, maybe 8 minutes. Just skip to 23 minutes in. But for all the others, let's go. I woke to a whimpering sound at around 4 a.m. and looked at Cola, who was trying to muffle his crying. He was holding a knife and his arm was covered in cuts. Fresh, deep cuts. I quickly grabbed the knife off him and threw it across the room. "What the?" he exclaimed. "Were you cutting yourself?" I asked him quietly. "No," he said, unconvincingly. "You were. I'm here for you, though. I won't judge, as I did similar things in the past," I said, hugging him, making my scars visible. "Thanks. Let's just go back to sleep now," he said, wiping his tears from his face and grabbing a bandage off of a shelf and wrapping it around his arm. We both fell back asleep within minutes and slept for hours. By the time we'd started to wake up, Cole's wounds had stopped bleeding and looked slightly better. I slowly woke up to Cola's attractive face and gave him a soft, gentle kiss to wake him up. He slowly opened his eyes and wrapped his arms around me. "Good morning, beautiful," he said. "You good?" "I'm good, honey. You?" I replied, looking deep into his eyes. He didn't reply. I could tell how he was feeling. We cuddled for a few minutes, and then he got out of bed. I didn't know how to feel about what I'd seen Cola doing earlier that morning. I felt bad, but he seemed happy, and I didn't want to make him sad by mentioning it again. We made some breakfast and started watching YouTube on TV again. We watched a video about one of my favorite past games, Portal. I decided to impress him with my GLaDOS voice and he was surprised by how accurate it was to the actual voice. He then did pretty good, defective turret voice in return, which made me giggle. We joked about fun video games and shows from our childhood and realized we were so similar. The memory of him cutting himself was still fresh in my mind, but it was holding it back. Cole seemed to be doing the same thing in his head. "I love you," I said, embracing him. "I have a question, though." "I think I already know what it is. I don't like doing it, but it's the only way I can feel things, even if it's just bad things." Cole replied. "Why do you do it, though?" "You don't seem like the type of person to do that." "I did it for attention. I need attention to feel good about myself," I said, my eyes filling with tears. "I don't do it anymore, and I want you to stop too. I won't force you, though." "If my cutting hurts your feelings this much, I'll stop, for you," Cola said, crying, throwing away his razors. "Are you sure? This suddenly?" I asked, hoping a sudden change won't cause him to easily relapse. "I don't need razors to feel something anymore," said Cola, looking into my eyes. "You make me feel loved. That's better than anything. I love you." He approached me and started kissing me very softly and slowly. "I love you too," I said, wrapping my arms around him while kissing him back. I felt much happier that we'd both overcome the self-harm stuff before it became too destructive. I loved him so much, and the thought of him hurting himself was too much to bear. He was the best boyfriend ever. We started kissing and cuddling way more after that. His cuddles were the best. He was like a warm, fluffy, black and red cloud. Spent the next 3 weeks together, with nothing much changing in our schedule. But one day, it would change. Well, during a walk in the park, he dropped to one knee and popped the question. "Minty, I've known you for about a month, and within that time I've realized I want to spend my life with you. Will you marry me?" he asked, blushing. and looking into my eyes with a loving gaze. Yes, yes, million billion times yes, I shouted, overjoyed that he wanted to spend the rest of his life with me. We kissed each other softly, and I felt even in love than ever before. That is technically the end of the story, so I may or may not have told people to skip a bit far ahead. There was technically another extra bit of the story what isn't actually down because I wrote it. I wrote it on my phone, but the printed version that I was just reading was didn't have that in, so it was a bit backwards. Okay, I only have it on my phone, but I can't access it while doing a recording. So I guess I'll just not show you it. Actually, wait, hold on. One moment. Hold on, one moment. See if I can find my tablet somewhere in my room. I might be able to do it because I can read it off of Discord. I did a story thing a few days ago where it was in a PlayStation party, and was it my friends read it out? Was it one of my friends read it out while me and another person listened? And it was like a story time thing. We did that. So just one moment. I'll be right back when I get access to the last bit of the story. Okay, well, I've tried doing everything I can on my tablet. I just can't get access to my Discord account, which is where I uploaded the screenshot of the other cut of the story, which had the last bit in. But after I've uploaded this, I will go on my phone. I will record. I will I will find a way to get it on my tablet. In fact, no, I'll just make. What I'll do is I'll make a community post. So check my community page after I've uploaded this, and you'll find a community post which will be the last bit of the story. It's only like half. It's only like one paragraph long, so it should only be one image. All right. So yeah. Hope you guys like that. That was good story. Good storybook, right? Um. So I'm gonna be actually doing a lot of effort for this video. So it won't be uploaded right away because I'm also gonna be doing a small thumbnail for it. Because weirdly, if I just upload a photo like as a thumbnail with it, it weirdly gets me a lot more views. Like was it that video what said I'm not doing well? If I just went with the original thumbnail, it wouldn't have looked that good and it wouldn't have got me very many views. But because I did a really sad face version of me as my thumbnail, I ended up getting like 200 to 300 views on it. So I'm gonna do that here as well, so more people can hear my beautiful voice as I read a book. That's all. Thank you guys for watching. Like if you liked the video. You don't have to. It is free though. It is free. So if you'd like to like, please go ahead and like. If you didn't like it, you can press the dislike button. That doesn't really do anything, though. If you want to see more epic videos from me, then make sure you smash the subscribe button and hit the little bell if you really want to get notified of when my videos upload. Don't have to hit the bell. I've a lot of YouTubers who I've hit the bell on, and I kind of regret doing that because I have so many YouTubers who I'm subscribed to now that my phone used to constantly blow up notifications till I finally just disabled post notifications appearing as mobile notifications. They still appear in the app, but they don't appear as mobile phone notifications anymore, so they don't like pop up on my lock screen, which is a lot easier. So yeah. If you want to do that, you can go ahead and smash the bell button as well, and then you'll know when I'm uploading more, right? Because I don't upload very often. I'm kind of in the middle of my exams, so I'm going to be struggling for time with videos from now on. Technically, this was my revision week where I basically just meant to revise. I've spent the whole time gaming. I partly regret that. But I do still have the rest of Sunday, the whole of Sunday, and the rest of Saturday, which is today. And it's only what time is it? Oh, of course, my notification covers it. I know my controller's low. 2:41. It's 2:41 in the afternoon. So I have around 9 hours 9 hours and 19 minutes, and then another 24 hours. 33 hours and 18 minutes, because it took around a minute for me to do all the calculations and stuff. Yeah, so, boom. $33 hours around there of revision time left. That's not even including sleep time. But yeah, love you guys. I'll do a video on the costume in a minute. And then I'll work on the thumbnails for both of them. Thank you guys, though, for all the subscribers so far. I want to continue growing, but everyone who's with me right now, thank you for being with me on this legendary journey to hopefully at least getting 100,000 subs. That'd be pretty dope. So it's been my dream to be a cool, big YouTuber and be known. So let's try and get that done. Thank you guys, though. See you guys in the next video. Peace of Roonies. I'm not even going to do an annoying scream into the microphone this time. Boo.